Hello. Finally, and again, third attempt. I'm not even going to say it's a charm, but third attempt is what we're dealing with right now. Between connection, internet connection issues, uh, and then actual webcam connection issues. Um, this is a little bit closer, as you can see, because I have another camera set up over here that I'll be uh, I'll be popping on real quick. Um, I really enjoy OBS for this one particular feature. Um, I can do intros and outros, and then of course I have this as sort of the main. This is where we have our communique, and then I can add other scenes, and you'll see that here in a minute. Knock on wood, and if it works, because the first two times were epic fail. The first time, nothing worked. Connection, I was getting over 50% drop frames, which 50% of the time each frame would right, kind of thing, but worse. And no video at all, and only one audio, which was, excuse me. I do apologize. I'm coming down with a cold, so um, anyway, what was I saying? Jesus, the head colds, they suck, man. I was fighting it yesterday, and I think today it's just like kicking my butt cheeks up and down the road. But what I was saying is that the second time I went to live stream, no more than 5-10 minutes ago, because every time you have a failed live stream, you have to wait for it to process on YouTube's end, no matter how long it is. And in this case, it was like 2.5 minutes. And the first one didn't even make it to a minute. And you have to go in and then wait for it to do its thing, and then go in and delete it, forever kind of thing, and then start all over again. And what was beyond frustrating beyond that was I had to re-enter the same video details over and over, and like YouTube wasn't getting it, even though I clicked save. Once I renamed it, did this, and hashtags, and all, where I wanted it, and all the the new thumbnail, and all that gobbledygook. This YouTube decided to just be like, I'm sorry, you said what? Well, that is a Debbie Downer. But I'm right now hesitant to go on to the next camera. And it's kind of awkward, guys. It would be nice if I had it set up where I just spun around in my chair, and I think I'll do that next time. But this particular time, I ain't touching it if it's working. Right now, I have 0 dropped frames, and we're going on just under 5 minutes of airtime, and the CPU usage is spot on where it should be. It is fluctuating between 7 and 9%, when normally it's usually like 7.9 as a steady. So I'm not sure what's causing the fluctuation. I restarted the computer after the first failed attempt, thinking, okay, maybe everything just needs a slap, wake up, pour some coffee through the fans, right? But yeah, I don't know. I did make sure that my friend Motobomb Virginia, shout out to him and his channel. I wanted to make sure that he wasn't streaming anymore, and I had the time, and at least right now I have the time. So we're going to be working on the plans, and I'll explain more in detail when we get over on the next camera. But like I said, I'm giving it some time, maybe another minute or two before I decide to. Once I switch screens, if it shows the other camera view over here, right? So I have 2 webcams. One I paid, I don't know, $20. That's this one, and this is by far the better of the two, because it's clearer. The other one I bought years ago, and it was on sale for like $6 or $7. I don't know what the heck it was, $5. And I was like, what? And it was on Amazon, and it was like limited quantity. I think it was like maybe like 5 left or something like that. They were just going at that price. They were going. Now I believe that one only does 720, whereas this one does 1080p. So you will see a difference. But again, I'm not doing anything high def over here at the moment. And I also wanted to live stream it instead of taking a video or a montage of pictures. Yesterday on the live stream I did, then that I mentioned that I went into the analytics and the statistics behind the videos, and what I found out was actually quite shocking. I thought videos would be the number one, here we go kind of thing, but it wasn't. Matter of fact, it was last on the list. It stuck the 3 in competition, and so it goes first to worst, right? First is shorts, middle, medium, okay-ish things is lives, and then dead last, and I mean dead last with the numbers, is the videos. And my videos aren't long, so I'm fascinated by that. But it could be the subject too. I really don't know. And I have such a broad base with the community on this channel. You can call them subscribers, but they're community. Call it whatever you like, but I call them community. It's such a broad spectrum. What is it? 60 or 70? No, 70% male, and then it's like 30% female. I got people in all over the world. South Korea is actually in number 2 behind the United States, which is kind of interesting. It could be the fact that I do bunny videos on the shorts, and maybe that attracts. It's just interesting. I find it fascinating from a psychological standpoint, excuse me. But all right, what do we got now? We're just under 10 minutes of me flapping my lips. CPU usage, it's hanging in there. Don't be surprised if I got connection issues, man. I did order a month or two ago a Wi-Fi extender. Wasn't what it was advertised as. I plugged it in down here thinking that it would boost the signal coming from the modem, which is upstairs. It didn't. Matter of fact, it was actually worse connection than the connection I have down here, Wi-Fi. So I don't know. Maybe the Wi-Fi dongle that I got on the PC is an old one. Somebody did say that it is like a Wi-Fi internal card that you plug into a slot is better than a Wi-Fi dongle, but I don't know. So I'm gonna have to try and do some more research on it. All right, let's see. Motobomb. I just got a notification in one of his videos. All right. It's been 10 minutes. 11, actually. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch scenes to the next camera, and I got to get up, walk around, and hopefully everything will go smoothly, and then I can just chit-chat with you guys, and hopefully you guys can hear me. because it'll be on the mic on the webcam, not this mic. This webcam also has a mic, and it's a really good mic. Um, but I bought this off of Amazon, and it was like dirt cheap, but it had the best reviews for the cheapest of the actual boom mics. I noticed a lot of people were using them, and I was like, well, there's got to be a trick to them, right? I'm not a trick, but you know what I mean. There's got to be a thing, that they must be better than the actual, mic on a webcam. And the only difference between this particular one, and I know there's expensive ones out there, but the difference between this and that, uh, as for microphones go, this one is louder and clearer. Whereas, obviously, the further away you get from that one, just like any mic, but this allows me to actually just kind of like, butt up to the PC and just be able to talk like this. I really wish that, I don't know, is it normal to always look up at the camera because the camera is setting the camera is setting on top of the monitor. So I'm just wondering about that. Anyways, here we go. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, pray. I mean, whatever. Here goes nothing. All right. Hear me? I hope so. I'm coming. I'm coming. Into the table, which this thing is mounted on the boom, and hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. I am looking at. It seems to be coming in and out, so hang on. All right, not sure. I know the audio is coming in, but the video doesn't want to seem to play nice. Yeah, I'm not sure why. What's going on? All right. Well, that didn't work yet. I used to have, or I had a USB extender. I wouldn't mind using right now, but we'll see. So we'll see if this works. Nope, 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 nope. Tis not working. Not entirely sure why either. I mean, who knows? be a plethora of things. Just trying some stuff here. Well, I know the audio comes in and out, but play nice. No, she do not. Let's just do this. Let's try and re-add capture device again. Okay, so re-adding. Hey, look at that. No, did it work? Is it back in? No, it stopped. Are you kidding me? The video, it froze again. I think something's wrong with my webcam, man. Yeah, so the audio's coming in. I think I'm coming in loud. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Now I'm back on this. Okay. All right. I don't know why that decided to crap out when it did. I think this morning is just kind of poo-poo for a live stream. Unless I switch the cameras around, which will completely bork everything up because I have it set up. I have it set up in a certain way, and having that not working is kind of a booger. Because, like I said, it works, but for some reason, it's just it doesn't wanna work now. Hey, Moto Alley, how's it going? I was just trying to add a setup to OBS to work on my plans, and I have a very old webcam. It's the only other webcam I have. Now, technically, I could use this for OBS virtual camera. I've done it before, but it's like, eh. I got the start of a freaking head cold. Yesterday it started, and today it's just like pow. It's like, yeah, I know you're there, buddy. So, no, I wanted to work on my plans because I got to do the hull lines, which means I have to trace out every single rib. Okay, and there's either 40 or 42. I can't remember ribs that go along, and I have to trace out each one. Now, mind you, each one is only half on the drawing. Okay. I can show you here real quick because I know the video doesn't work, but switching to secondary camera. All right. Well, hopefully you can hear me, and obviously the video's not working, but you can see the rib layout. All right. That you have to draw. So you have to draw it on one side of the paper, flip the paper because you're tracing, flip the paper around, The audio seems to be working okay on the webcam, but the webcam itself, the picture, it starts for some reason, then freezes every time. I have no idea why. But if you see the lines, you got to trace half the rib because it only shows half the rib, and then you flip the paper, trace, line up the two points, and then trace again, and then kind of trace the outline that you were and but it works. It works, and I'll grab a few off the desk. Come back to this. So what I was literally saying, that sucks. No way of bringing it closer to the cam or this cam closer to that. Unfortunately, no. I did, and I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I hate having a screwed up memory. So I had a USB. What do you call it? It's like a little multiple outlet USB, right? So you plug that into a USB slot, and then it gives you like, 6 or 7. Get out of here. 6 or 7, more slots. And then I had a USB cable extension, okay, so that I could go anywhere in this room up to 25 feet and have multiple items, cameras and this and whatever plugged in, anything I wanted. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is. I looked all over hell, and I'm like, where in the world would I have put it? And I don't know. There is no, unless in I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, but you saw the picture of the plans. That's what I was going to do and just work on those and chit chat while I was working on those. However, said webcam didn't want to work. And the audio's fine, but then everybody's just staring at a frozen image of the plans, and that's just kind of like stupid. Toga, Moto, welcome. Yeah, welcome to the shit show, man. I wanted to do I just wanted to work on my plans, which I can do without live streaming, but I said, hey, you know what? Uh, my wife's a substitute teacher, so when she does work, that's like my opportunity. Once I get the housework done, I'm a free man. I can do things like this. Excuse me. Just to update the newcomers coming in, I have a head cold, and it sucks. So if I sneeze and blow the mic into the, okay, you'll know why. Because I do feel a sneeze coming on. One of those ones that just kind of linger. They don't really do it, but they're just like, you might. How do all? I will be distracted for a bit, working, making baked potatoes. Ooh, I love baked potatoes, especially loaded baked potatoes. You ever seen a loaded baked potato? Yeah, they're the ones that are staggering down the street. Ah, dad joke. Ah, yeah. All right. Ready for setup and ready for an appointment. Oh, yeah, giddy up. Yeah, right on. If anybody didn't know, Motorbomb is a tattoo artist, an artiste, and I've watched him, and boy, does he do good work. I told him, I said, man, I could do my tattoos that were done back in '96. Most of the one that had color on it does not have color. Well, hardly any color on it. Didn't really stick very good. But I need him reworked. And I was like, man, I wish you were closer. And he was. He lived in Minnesota, and now he's a Southern boy. Rascal, you will have to run that one by me again. You said something, a phone about a potato. Oh, No, I said, man, you're making a baked potato, and or yeah, potato. Oh yeah, baked potato. And I said, yeah, and I said, ooh, I'd love a loaded potato. And I said, hey, you ever seen a loaded potato? I said, yeah, they're the ones staggering down the street. Get it? Get it? Loaded, loaded potato. Oh. And I said, dad joke. Yeah, nobody laughs at dad jokes, other than the dads. I will take credit. I'll take credit for that. Toga, you got jokes, man. Hey, you got jokes, huh? Hey, bada boom, bada bing. Hey, capiche? Oh, crap. Yeah, that's right. I was going to do the Mafia game. Well, then I decided to go down this rabbit hole, which apparently doesn't work. I could try it again, but oh yeah, at that time I got up close to the TV. I thought you said Moto Potato, but Moto Potato. That's how. I'm so old. That's how my motorcycle is powered. It's powered by a potato. Potato power. You have to make all the pieces for the ship. Yep, I do. And I set it up in such a way where I set up my secondary web camera, which is like ancient beyond ancient. The audio works on the camera, but the video just, it freezes. Like you can see it, but it just it freezes. It worked for like 2 seconds, or it worked for 2 seconds because I had to take it out, re-add it, and then it worked. And I was like, I moved my hand and I was like, yeah. So I got up, walked around, and by the time I got up and walked around to sit down in the other chair to do this, froze. And I was like, well, what the hell? That's a true talent, mapping it out and cutting them all and such. Yeah, well, talent, no. Patience, yes. Patience, yes. Lots of that, yes. But when you have 5 kids, 3 autistic, patience is a survival instinct. Thanks so much for spicing up the chat this morning, Moto Alley. Thank you as well, Rascal. I did see you in for a bit. Yes, I was. I was in there. I try to banter back and forth. Admittedly, I'm out of my element. I mean, the channel is amazing, right? And I love the community get-togethers, but I don't exactly have that commonality of a motorcycle other than, the tore-apart one that I have in the shed. So I have no riding experience to share. I have no, stories, to share. So a lot of times I listen. I like to listen, and I think listening to you guys' stories, and some general, hey, how's it going type of chit-chat, in the comment section there or whatever, the live chat, rather, that's cool. That's fine with me. I'm cool with that. I'm easy to please. It was fun being there. Talent, yeah. How many people could do that and not lose a digit? Oh, by the way, for the post-apocalyptic radio show, maybe you can consider to use some dark country theme type of background music, brother. I think that it could be matched with the concept, Yes, and believe it or not, I was actually thinking that last night. So yeah, okay. I know this isn't the zombie apocalypse thing, but that's a good idea. I forgot to write it down, but last night I was thinking the same thing. I was like, if I could put some just creepy music low in the background, I have, I don't know if I can show you though. I might be able to work in OBS and show you a snapshot of the background that I'm working on for episode 1, because I did find the background fireplace. It's all flickering and whatnot, and of course the outside and it's daytime. That's what I wanted. It was really hard to find because a lot of them there's snow, a lot of them has rain, or it's like dark as snot out. It's like no, I wanted day, or give it the presence of day. So yes, I will write that down. Here we go. Creepy music, baby. Well, I ain't gonna write baby, but creepy music. Yeah, and we'll have to make it so that it's playing. Yeah, it's got to be the whole time. You know what I mean? Because I think like what you were getting at is that um, you want to bring the viewer into that darkness, right? And it doesn't even have to start until the first interruption on the radio or TV or whatever. And I have two. Forgot to say that. I actually have two backgrounds, one with the TV and one without, depending. Because if the TV, I worked a little bit on it last night for a TV backdrop. So it looks like the news is being presented on the TV. It's like blurry, but it's like in the distance on the TV across the room, and it'll be kind of blurred out, but it'll go through its little gyrations and whatnot. And then I was thinking of adding some just like random bits, like somebody was changing the channel, and then maybe turn it off and then turn it on a little bit later, and then you get another news, catch up kind of thing. Uh Rascal, you're an enthusiast. That's all that matters. Aren't we all? That's good. That's a good point, Moto Alley. Aren't we all? Yes. Yeah, it was yesterday. We were talking literally about that. Except it was in. We were using terms like geek and nerd. And I said, in all honesty, I said we're all geeks and nerds because we geek out about whatever we like or really like, and that could be anything. So, uh, you have an admiration for motorcycle. You're part of the community. Well, I appreciate that, Moto Alley. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying I'm getting ostracized. It's actually quite the opposite. Motobomb, Old Mac. I mean, they're all so welcoming. It's just me personally. Um, it's hard to to throw in your 2 cents in a conversation that you know nothing about. And I don't just randomly do that. If I know something a little bit about what's going on, I'll chime in. But otherwise than that, when it comes to like motorcycles, since I've never rode before in my life, this was the first going to be the first time. Assuming I can get my health, issues back on track, because they went off the rails. But regardless. But yeah, Old Mac could make you up a song, Rascal. Oh, that dumb old shit up in North Dakota. No, I'm just joking. Motorbomb, not a problem ever, Rascal. We talk about we talk just about everything, and yeah, no, that is cool. That is cool. Um, to be able to do that. Old Mac probably has made a song for him. If I remember right, you'll probably get one or two yourself if you haven't already, Moto Alley. Toga says he's still using the Suno, right? For Old Mac, I believe he is, but I think he pays. I think he pays for his. Me personally, I haven't been on Suno for a while, but um, it gives me ideas to peck away when I'm on my when I'm on my acoustic guitar, a flat top. I've got the one he made for me. Haven't had the chance to get out and ride to get any other ideas made up. Moto says exactly about the Moto thing with Rascal, equal and all welcomed. Absolutely, and that's how I feel. It is an amazing feeling. I've been a part of many communities, and this one by far, the motorcycle community, um, has been the most honest, the most real, and the most welcoming. And I've been in online clubs from gaming to scale modeling to motorcycles. I mean, pretty much everything else in between. RC combat, RC warship combat, and stuff. Um, but this one by far, this one's like the realist. So I do appreciate it. Let's see. Geeking out about things, motorcycles included. Well, absolutely. That's how you got to look at it, man. Anybody calls you a geek, and just tell them thank you. I get that, Rascal. Like this channel, it's about you and what you're doing, and I hang in there pretty comfortably with all you guys, and I'm absolutely. It's weird having. It's weird when I restarted this channel, and yes, restarted. Um, I've been through many depressions, thanks to PTSD, and I've deleted my channels and all the videos with it, and then restarted it, and just tried to find myself. And when finally the EMDR therapy that I've been using for the last 4 years has progressed amazingly well, and I finally found out who I really was. Because when you go into the service, and I don't know if this happened to Moto, but when you go into the service, they they take you as a civilian and they tear it down. They kill it. In other words, they literally kill the civilian inside you. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take that the wrong way, but if they do, whatever. But they do that, and then they build you back up, the soldier, the way they want to have you, right? And for their needs and purposes. But when you get out, whether it be injured like myself on active duty, or whether or not you've retired or you've just had enough, whatever the reason for getting out, you can't go back to who you were. You don't even know who you really are because you were told who you were for so many years. And having that routine, that regimen, just drilled into your head. And then they just open the door saying, there's the civilian life again. Good luck. And what are you supposed to do with that? You don't fit in. None of your skills transfer. I found that out during the out processing. I had a license, a federal license given to me, earned by doing it, myself in the military for everything wheeled, right up to dumps, rigs, you name it, right? Track, I could drive track vehicle. So I had qualifications coming out my ears. And when I talked with, I think it was Prime Trucking, might have been Prime at the time, because this was in Washington State in '98. Hey, that rhymes. They said, and I flayed them out. I was so proud of myself. I was like, do you have any qualifications? I was like, do I have qualifications? Wow, there we go. There's my qualifications. They were like, we don't accept any. We don't recognize any of those. You have to go to school. Oh, and by the way, you have to pay for it. I can't just drop $5-6 grand on a CDL license. Especially coming out, they don't give you anything but a handshake, and even that feels cold. So you kind of wander a bit, doing odds and ends, and trying to find your way, and it just you never do. You're used to a certain way of thinking, and that thinking is not found in the civilian life. Civilians think completely different and ass backwards in some cases than what we're used to. That builds a depression, right? That builds the 22 a day. When I say 22 a day, that's how many veterans take their own life daily. Unless the statistic has changed, it was 22 a day for suicides, veteran suicides. And I can see why. One, I've been there. I've been really close to that edge, and all I had to do was baby step off, and that was it. But thank goodness I didn't. But it doesn't leave a veteran in a very good place, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Trying to fit in, you can't even pretend. Like, I go out of the house and it takes every ounce of me to put that smile on, and hey, because I am very outgoing. I was outgoing even before the military, but it's just harder to do. Just I've seen the dark side of civilian life post-military. That's key, post-military. And people will stab you in the back. They'll step on you just to get a pat on the head. And the camaraderie that I had in the service, even if I had issues with other soldiers while I was in, when the shit hit the fan, we knew we had each other's backs. Like, that just whatever happened in the barracks stayed in the barracks. When we're out in the field, and where the bullet meets the meat, so to speak, that's where you know who you can trust, and you could trust everyone. You go out in the civilian world, and you stand there, in the firing squad, and just say, hey guys, it was an honor, and you look around, and all you see is the back of their feet as they're running the other way, and it's just like, wow, appreciate it, But holy shit, I went on a rant. Sorry. Catch up. Let's see. Comfortable with you guys, Moto Alley. Used to be in your situation, Rascal, except for I was in my teens when I first came around the community. Moto says, I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. All of you. Have fun and get back on track with what you were doing on your stream. I forgot even when you were doing at this point. I know, because the stupid camera wouldn't work. Sorry you had it like that, Rascal. When I was in the Army, I had an easy job. I sat in the office and did illustration work with photographers and audiovisual. We didn't even have PT until the last. Well, that's still pretty cool. I mean, to have that type of job in the Army, that was like wicked. 6 months of my 4-year term. When people say thank you for your service, I basically feel bad because I didn't do anything. No, man, you volunteered, man. Moto Alley, going through depression, I think, is a part of life. Can't speak on coming out of the service, but with weather changes and stuff, depression is real. It is, for sure, Moto. So it's like the military conditions you to think one way, and when you're done serving, they don't help you to get back into civilization. No, they don't. I don't care what anybody says. They absolutely do not. Their out processing is a joke. They check the boxes while you're out processing. They check all their boxes. Okay, we're gonna put him out in the world. We've done our due diligence. We've checked his eyes, teeth, blah blah blah. They don't do any psych eval in there, and if they did, I don't remember going through one, because they would catch a lot of people being like, nah, this guy is totally not ready. But they have no readjustment period at all. They just open the door and say good luck. The winter blues can be an issue sometimes, or right now I'll call it the financial blues. Boy, everybody's got that, Motobomb. I feel you, brother. Moto Alley, the financial and winter blues, especially being an outdoor body, really does suck. Nailed it. Yeah, it does. Um, you can see it on people's channels too. They'll either won't make any videos throughout the winter because they're just kind of outdoorsy people, and what they put on their channel is revolving around outside. But I grill in the winter. I mean, there's not much else to do other than snowblow out here and freeze to death while you do it. Your rant was great, Rascal. Please go on. Oh, no. That's just I didn't even expect to say that much. It just started off and just rambled. I do apologize. This is supposed to be about the North Carolina, which I am going to show you a couple pieces and maybe try to get that camera to work. Hopefully. Toga. Oi, we're here to hear that rant though. Yeah, and it wasn't supposed to be that way, Toga. It wasn't supposed to be sort of a vent session, if you will. Yeah, and by the end of the winter, we all look like the British in their rainy season. Yeah, little smoke jacket, a little puffing on a bubble pipe. Give it to us. Yes. Ah! All right. So what I was going, you know what? Let me go to this. See, my hand is like weaving back and forth. The audio is on the camera. The audio is on the camera, but the camera's not on the camera. Does that make any sense? If Unfortunately, I got to go back to this. For now, I will figure it out. So what I was telling you, and I'll use this as an example. You trace. Well, this is just one. Okay, so you trace. Come on, white sucks trying to get there we go. You trace one half of the rib. Okay. Then that same rib, you trace again. Okay. And then you go on the back side. If you could see the yeah, see? Where is it? Where is it? Am I on the wrong side? I'm on the wrong flipping side. Whatever. Here we go. See that? You can see the trace mark. Right? So once you trace it again, then you would retrace that trace mark. Right? And then you would get the rib. Okay? Now, I don't have to hollow out the ribs. I did with the RC warships because we had to put electronics, motors, gears. There had to be a lot of room to put in there. I don't have to do it this time. I can leave these as solid ribs. Now, I've gotten basically 3 pages worth from bow to aft, numbered and done, which is good. That was a good one, Moto. The British. Audio was good, actually. Yeah, well, thank you, Toga. I mean, the audio was never an issue with that, but I've always had issues with the video. But I appreciate that. Motobomb, Rascal, you talking about you and your life and Army experiences is no different than listening to old Mac, and everybody loves that stuff. I would never worry about that myself personally. Major respect. Hey, and respect to you too, man. Like, that's my dad's. He served 20 years, 15 days as airborne, and he served 1 tour in Korea. He served 3 tours in Vietnam. I can't remember all of what he did, but he served his country, our country, with pride. Was he a good father? Nope. He didn't give 2 shits about me my entire life until I joined the Army, and then there was that level of mutual respect, and I think that's where I got it from. of respecting his service, but I don't have to respect him. And I know I'm going deep and personal right now, but that's why I have his BDU hung up with my BDU. Is that there is that respect, soldier to soldier. But as in terms of son to father, he can kiss my ass. And he's been gone. God rest his soul. He's been gone for quite a while. Passed away. Um, so, but I will respect his term in service. I'll do that. Absolutely. And I respect anybody's term in service. But yeah, enough about that. I always love hearing people's stories. I do too, actually. You know, when I listen to old Mac and whatnot, you know, well, he's a good storyteller though. Like he knows how to like relive it, right? And like you're listening and you're like, uh huh, right? You know, like more, Grandpa, more, right? Oh, I just called old Mac Grandpa. Oh, sorry, Mac, if you see this. Sorry. Do you guys want to hear some special operation stories? Come on my channel. Yeah, we do, man. Yeah. Gotta get. You know what, Tolga? One of these days is and with you, Moto and Motobomb. Man, we got to get you guys up on the live stream. That'd be fun. Uh, the stuff they went through, how they managed to make it out, hardships and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, Moto. Toga says, just kidding. I don't have any content at all. Oh, you're one of those tubers. Oh, I see. Oh, we get it now, Toga. Yeah, yeah. Lurker. Moto says, drop your link. Yeah, Toga, drop your link there, brother. Oh, by the way, let's see. Hang on. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right, fine. I forgot to do this. Ha ha! Take that, Moto Alley. I was just kidding, Moto. Respect is earned. Yep. And when you do something, like that, uh, that's earnings enough, you know, for what he went through. But again, it's just respect for his term in service, and I'll just leave it there. Moto Tolga, you're just a person of interest. Hey, that was actually a good series, by the way. I tried to make that a joke. I don't know if it sounds like one, but we love you all the same, content or not. You're a mighty fine human being. Yes, he is. Isn't he, Moto? Bomb. There's two Motos. I gotta remember Moto Bomb. I appreciate for all the kind words, my good sir. Tolga, much love to all of you, though. As to you as well. All right, let's see if I can get this camera fixed. Let's deactivate it and activate it. It may or may not. Color space, buffering, flip. Audio only. Custom audio device. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do what I did last time. We're going to remove the damn thing. Then we're going to add it again. But we're going to call it... we're going to call it NC Plans. I wonder if that makes a difference. I'm going to create a new one. No, HD, right? Alright, come on. No, See, the audio still works, even though I have absolutely no video right now. It just doesn't want. All right. You know, I'm wondering if it's a connection issue. Like the USB port might be like borked up or something. I don't know. Audio capture. Audio. We'll see. Audio works. What the hell? All right. Try it again. Why on earth does it do this? We'll never know. I don't even know if it works in that slot either. That's a 3.0 slot. But at least we know this works. Let's see. Test. Ow. Balls. All right. We ain't going to do that. I think what's going to have to happen is that if I want to do this type of merry-go-round setup, I'm going to have to think of a different way. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that is just not wanting to work. I got it to work when I closed out OBS and then reopened OBS. But if I did that, then obviously the stream would end. So I'm not doing that. All right, so well, change the topic. You're right. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing, guys. Like my dreams, all black. All black, but full of voices. That's the proof of my lunacy. No, it's just the proof that it's not empty. There you go. There you go. I got friends in here. That Cam works about as hard as half the people at my job. Right? Right? And I don't even know where you work, but I can only imagine because I've heard a lot of horror stories that a lot of people just they don't want to work. They're not built like us apparently. So I don't know. Different times. Moto Alley, going to have to get that person to smile on that cam. Can't see anything or anyone. Tell him a joke. I can see that as an excuse, I guess. Yeah. This live stream could go completely tits up if I made some comments I wanted to make just now. Ban. It's like, oops, sorry. No, really. Let's just walk away from that conversation. Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm not. I hate everybody equally. Look at that nice new blue wrench, Moto Alley, huh? Like, yeah, you think? Oh. Freaking YouTube Nazis would be like, we got one, yeah? He said a naughty word, yeah? Crappy German accent, but there you go. I gave you the powers at B gave you power. I got a little pull, okay, with the people upstairs. And I was like, yo, Moto Alley in the house, this dude, you want him to do some stuff. See, we got friends, right? We got friends. Then bada boom, bada bing. Huh? There you go. Now you're part of the family, huh? Capiche? I don't know. Does that mean I can? Woo, woo. I mean, no. The weather. How about that weather, huh? How about that weather? That weather is weather. It's weathering out there. And I think it's weathering pretty nice out there, really. Actually, what is it? Still in the 40s. Hang on now. This is time. Now for your weather. 48. Feels like 44. And with the window open, yes, it does. Why do I have a window open? I have no idea at this point. Don't ask the crazy man. Don't ask the crazy man why he likes 40-degree weather. Set up a business, and there you go. You're a modern day people pleaser. That's what we'll rename that. We're a people pleaser. Not for everybody. It's a niche. Yeah, but the people pleasing these days don't work like they used to. Ah, see? Look at that. Got around it. And the people they're pleasing. Now, oh my God, this just went off the rails. Anyway, those plans look really nice, don't they? Yeah, love them plans. That's what I'm thinking. I can't even change them right now. No. I'm trying to change different cameras. I am literally trying to get back on track. Oh, wait a minute. Is it gonna freeze? Do I? Oh. God dang. Take this pencil and stab it right in the eye. Ah. What the hell? Why? I just don't get it. I have no clue. It's got to be just a bad camera. That's all it is. It's got to be the camera or something like that. I don't know. Like maybe there's no phrase on the wire, guys. Thumper has not chewed on this, so it's because I mean if it was Thumper's fault, he would be slippers at this point. But activate. Nope, that didn't work. I got an idea. Okay, let me catch up. All right. La 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 la. Are less satisfied. Your plans got dark. They did. The sun changed. I got light on them, like direct light from boink up above. But seriously, we all know the saying from Economy News: Company X sold for XXX $million, with the workers included. I mean, duh, right? Yeah. Those are some dark plans. Oh, damn it. Almost. I know, right? You try a different I think I will. But it means I have to get up and go around. I might have to adjust the table closer until I can find that multi-slot USB thing, and see what I could do with that. The hand of a people pleaser owner right here. uh, Windows 95 causes that. Oh my God, do I? You remember that? Remember that Windows 95, and it still had DOS, or was that 93? No, that was 93. Couldn't have been 95. It had to have been 93. I got my Tandy Advantage. That was my first PC. Bought it myself in 93, a year before I went into the service. I bought a Tandy Advantage computer from Radio Shack, and they threw in a very expensive, I might add, printer, and it was a dot matrix printer. You can Google it. Those things were big, bulky, expensive, and noisy as hell. Worse, Pat, slower than snail snot. Say that 5 times fast. Dot matrix printer. Slam, cling, and just wash, rinse, repeat. I told you, sound effects are free. Have you tried shutting it down and restarting it? All the IT techs will tell you that. Oh dear. Oh dear. You need to shut down your modem for 30 seconds. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Would you care for a Slurpee? Okay, no, never mind. Again, bad accents. Sorry. It works on Microsoft. Exactly. I signed into dial-up. The dial-up sound. Yeah, who can forget that? I went from, I can't remember, it was a 9K modem, and then it went from that to a 14K modem, and for the longest time I was just stuck with the 14K modem, and then a 56K modem came out. I slapped that puppy in there, and I was like, woo, email at blazing speeds, baby. Put on your glasses. Whoa, it's going. 5 minutes to send an email with one sentence in it. Yes. Yeah. It's like, yeah, turkey fucker. But anyways, yeah, let me try. All right. Who knows? I might actually like this setup. You never know. You never know. You never can tell. Oh, reconnection success. Uh oh. Was there a stutter? I just came back to like OBS reconnected, and why the hell is my audio so flippin' loud? Is my audio like super loud to you guys at all? As Derek would do, bleep bloop in the comments down below. Is my audio way loud? No, it's all good. Okay, I'll take Toga's word for it. Okay, so I just I don't even know if it's registering, but we'll deactivate. Activate. No. Nada. 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 Even same as before. It's all good. Oh, okay. Good. Because whatever I did, I came back and it said, oh, OBS reconnected. And I'm like, wait, what? To reconnect means it needs to disconnect. And I was like, I freaked out, but I don't see any drop frames. CPU usage is good to go, and the KB, PS, NBC, ABC, whatever, is doing fine. So. I love doing this. Doo-da, doo-da. No, not really. I effing hate this. Oh, the doo-da day. Ah, what the hell? Seeing a fat man get up and down. What in the hell? It's exercise. It's exercise. That's what I'm going to say. It's exercise. All right. But we're going to remove it. Yep. Gone. Gone. We'll add it again. Oh. Is it going to stay though? Was it literally just the port? We might be golden, guys. Holy butt kiss. No way. No way. Look. Oh, are you joking? Wah! Wah! All right. Cool beans. I'm good. Good with that. Yep, I'm good with that. Oh, oh, wham! That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, now I got to read comments. I got to put my glasses back on. Now I got to read comments from the phone. Just thankfully I'm half blind, but that's all right. That's okay. Where'd we leave off? Anyways, that was number 5. Yeah. Number 5 right here. There are some issues with, you have partial ribs, and like that one being one of them. So you really have to just kind of like, and I know like this one, I don't know if you can see it, but this one says number 7. It actually goes to that one, right? So 7 is this one. 7 is this one. So it's the one to the line to the left of the number. So this is 8. We go past this one, because that only goes to here. And I'm not going to be that picky, but that's why I put like number 9 right in there. We did it, guys! Like holy buckets! So now I got to figure out, I don't even know if sitting down is going to be worth it, really. Yeah, I'm going to have to stand. Okay. So you see the way this works, basically. So number 6. Okay, okay, that was, okay, boom, boom, boom. That was -1. This was 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is number 6 right here, which I forgot to write down on. So number 6. Now these are getting bigger to the point where I don't think I can put 2 on the same page. They're getting to the point where I gotta use like 1 rib per at this point. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try. Number 6. It's right there. I could probably push it over and just squeeze out enough. This is not tracing paper, so it is a little difficult to see. But you do the best you can. Nothing's ever perfect. Try and make it perfect. Right? And all you got to do is just, you mark that line, right? Just like with down here. And I've had it so that I remember years ago that the paper would move, and what a pain that would be to realign what you've already traced when the paper just kind of like
says, no, I'm going to do what I want. But at least I get to show you guys the process on how this is done. And then you have the flat bottom right there. So, all right, this is not the side that we're keeping. I flipped this over as such, and then you look at the line underneath, which you probably can't see on the camera. I'm going to do that so I can see that in there. There we go. Okay, so I matched up that one. Then you go down here and you make sure, that looks really good actually. Make sure that that center line that comes down through, yep, that center line comes down through, and you're on that. So this needs to be shoved that way right there. Now, mind you, I held my finger. Once I found that first point, which is right here, I'll show it again, okay? Once you found that first point, and that's the center, you go down to the bottom of where you had it before, and you do the same thing. You kind of find that center, okay? So, but you're working and you're tracing off to the right. Everybody went quiet. You could hear the silence in the room. Where's number 6? Number 6, right here. And then you continue on, and you basically repeat that process you did on the other side of the paper as best you can. Again, this is not perfection, but you don't want it off too much. It will show in the final result. Wood putty can be your friend when it gets to the balsa wood sheeting for the exterior skin of the boat. If you guys are thinking of coming up behind me and jumping me, I'm going to kick somebody's ass. I'm just saying. Alright. So, now you have it on both sides, which is really kind of cool. And now, it's like tracing again, except it's already done for you. Just like that. And when you're making these outlines to put on the wood that you're using, which can be anything really, I'll be using 1/4 inch for the ribs. I'll be using 1/2 inch for the keel. That's one thing you want to make sure that your keel is solid and straight. Using flexible wood is not a good idea for the keel, because she'll be walking all over the place. All right, so this is number 6. So boom, boom, and 6. Ta-da! Look at that. But even though I tried to leave room, there's no way I can get another rib on here. So we are kind of at that stanchion point. No, I can't use the back because these are cut out. Okay, these are cut out, and then you can either tape them, but what I like to do is I like to take because we get these glue sticks for the kids for school. You just use the glue stick, and then you put it on the wood, and then you can take either a scroll saw or a jigsaw. Jigsaw, scroll saw might be, it's a scroll saw, good God, I cannot talk today. A scroll saw is slower, but it's more accurate, whereas jigsaw is faster, but if you booger it up, you just screwed that rib, and that wood is useless at that point. So you got to keep that in mind. Gotta keep that in mind. Can't believe it was literally just the slot. I'm still gonna go as far as I can on that, because this is where we want it. This is number 7, so we're getting further. We're getting bigger and bigger. Tracing paper is better because there's more. Would you call it transparency? Probably. But it is also very easy to rip, and you see the amount of time that it takes just to do one. And yes, I apologize for the autofocusing. That is not a setting, by the way. It's inherent in this particular model of webcam. Again, this webcam is like super old. Autofocus used to be like a big deal years ago. And I was like, whoa, something that's under $10. It's got autofocus and HD. Yeah, HD and 720. There we go. And then we flip, wash, rinse, repeat. If you can find that top Mac just like that, you can swivel it as long as that Mac stays. Yep, that looks about right. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so where's my number 7 here? Boy, what a bad, crappy host I am. I didn't even ask if you guys are doing all right. How's your day? How's your day going? Could be going better if you weren't watching some retarded monkey drawing lines here. Well, that wasn't very PC of me, was it? It used to be, speaking of PC, it used to be that there were certain words that had completely different meanings back in the day. Retardation was one of them. That wasn't like, a bad thing. Well, it was turned into a bad thing. You realize even the word gay wasn't even bad? They made it bad. Rainbows used to be amazing. Matter of fact, that was God's way of telling us that he wasn't going to shit on us again. So, all right. I almost forgot I actually did the other side on this one. That's all right. So this is number 7. So, and I can't remember the day. Yeah, gay used to mean happy. And now it means something completely different. And that's where I was getting at with the rainbow. The rainbow had a biblical meaning to it, and then it was completely trashed and destroyed by a certain sect of people. Alright, this one's going to be a little weird because I think I was up a little too high on the first one, but we're going to roll with it. Number 7. 7 down, 7 down. I think if I remember correctly, yeah. See, when it comes to these outer ribs right here, when it comes, because right now I just did 7. So when it starts coming into like, the 12 and 12 to 20, those last 6, I'm going to have to tape another sheet of paper on this side and trace it that way, because as you can tell, here's the edge and here's the edge. So I need like another strip of paper pretty much that goes off that way. So we haven't hit that Mac yet. Use the pizza cutter to leave the Mac line on the wood. You know those cylinder blades to slice the pizza. Yeah, no, I get you, Toga. The disc blades, not the cylinder. No, I got what you meant. No, I got what you meant. And yeah, having something like that to mark out what you're doing. Okay, we're on number 8. Try to get the paper kind of even with the bottom line as much as possible. It really helps your eyeballs to figure out what exactly you're doing and why you're doing it. But I'm glad the audio is working. I mean, it's like we didn't have an issue before with audio. But the video, so I'm wondering why that one, I don't know what you call it, plug-in for the USB or USB slot, maybe that's how I'm supposed to say it. Wonder why the USB slot worked but didn't work at the same time. Does that make any sense? Like, it was working because the audio was coming through, but it wouldn't allow the video to go from it. It makes me wonder. Oh, and I still didn't show you the snapshot of the zombie apocalypse project, which I think, with you guys' help, I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to come out awesome. Can't go wrong when everybody agrees on it, right? Oh shoot, what was I on? 8? There's the spectacular memory for you guys. I'm literally doing the rib right now, and then I forgot what the hell rib I was doing. On it. It's imposing for sure. And it's also twice as long as this table I'm working on. So I know eventually I'm going to have to figure out how to live stream in the furnace room. Or just move everything in the furnace room in here. I don't think Thumper would like that, though. I don't think Thumper would. No, Thumper actually might like it. He'd probably end up chewing on everything. How many times I had to rewire the steering wheel and pedals I have for a game I used to play, American Trucker. I played Euro Truck 2, American Truck. I think my brother-in-law still plays it over in Maine. I don't play it anymore. It's just not my jam. I think I'm more like I like stories, in-depth stories. When it comes to just frivolous back and forth. Oh no! Are you serious? It froze. Wow, making balls on a heifer. Look at that. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Hour and a half. That was good. I got some other stuff I got to do anyways. I'll see about. I I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have enough money to get another webcam either. I know they seem cheap to some people, but even cheap things are expensive in my eyes with the economy the way it is. um, maybe, just maybe, I might make an intermission scene for OBS. What do you guys think? Hear me out. Hear me out. What if I made an intermission scene where it's like, all right, guys, I'll be back, and then I'll have something playing in the background. Maybe like, I don't know, like a movie screen, and it says intermission or be back soon. And while it's on, I can take the camera and put it on this boom. So like ditch the idea of the secondary camera because obviously it's not playing nice no matter what USB slot. And then when I come back, I'm like click and then this camera is over the workspace. Yeah? Maybe? Mm-hmm. Got yourself an action camera? Nah, I don't. Unfortunately. I wish. I wish. I know you moto guys out there. I know you guys have like the GoPros and things like that. But yeah, I think I might try that. I think the setup is good. I just think the camera's bunk. And it wasn't hard to bring everything to bear, right? I literally just from one spot dragged the table over, which wasn't that difficult. Um, Set up a boom on it. So I leave the boom on there or not, doesn't really matter. But I take that camera off. It's gone. Bye. I won't throw it, but it's gone. Yeah, I used my Osmos Action 4 as a webcam on my lives. Yeah, and I mean, and you get great pics, great shots and stuff like that, from those particular types of cameras. But I don't have those. I don't have those, man. Just saying. Yeah. Okay, am I still? Yep, good. I'm still doing it. So yeah. So that's an hour and a half, and that's really what I wanted to show people of how I transfer what you saw with the ribs over. Let's see, is it going to work again? Nope. Just doesn't want to do it. It just doesn't want to do it. Okay. Come on. Nope. We'll remove that. I don't know why I keep trying this. Like, I know it's, like, screwed up. Just doesn't want to do it. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to count that one as, like, last ditch fail safe if this one ever goes out. Obviously, I can live stream from my phone, but my phone doesn't attach to the boom unless I buy. Again, I have to buy, right? More money. Got to buy more shit to put on you. But, whatever. Could always go to Walmart or something, grab yourself a webcam for like $20. Yeah, it's. Let's see. What am I? I'm looking at the calendar right now. Next Friday. Next Friday, I get paid. Yep. Next Friday. OBS is most advanced one, but pretty complicated, and there are a lot of features to learn. Yes and no. At first, I there was a learning curve for me, but then I was like, well, wait a minute. Oh, the source. It's almost like plug and play. Once you kind of like know your way around a little bit, it's, oh, I'll add that. Oh, I can add that. Oh, I can add that. Adjust this, resize, blah blah blah. Right, and it's like, down the rabbit hole you go. And here you go. But yeah, never fails. Never fail. You know what? You know what never used to fail was that camera. SOB. It only worked. Well, it did work for a little bit. At least I got my point across, and it only took an hour and a half. Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out. Um, Later, I might do some more work on the zombie project, our community collab zombie project, and you never know. You never know. I might actually make like a short or a video or something like that of it, of just being like, hey, this is my intentions, this is my plan, bleep bloop, any comments you want down below, and go from there. But anyways, you guys have been great. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the flip side.